Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So with this new year, I want new things to happen, and for new things to happen, we do actually have to make some changes. So one of the biggest things I constantly complain about is going to be my lack of fish in this tank. Pretty much what you see right now is what I have in the tank, so not very much as far as fish goes. The biggest reasons are going to be, number one, this purple Tang right here, who enjoys beating the crap out of any fish that is even remotely looking like another Tang. Anything that has basically like a round shape to it, it's super mean to. It's not going to be, for example, mean to like my Midas Blenny here. I did actually happen to get another one. But because obviously it looks like a noodle and looks nothing like another fish, it didn't bother it. But anything new that I put in the tank, he basically tries to beat up, which is why I've been so hesitant to actually get more fish. The other one is going to be this fairy wrasse right here. He just beats up on everybody. Equal opportunity. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's new in the tank, he doesn't like it. He doesn't want it there. He did also actually beat up on this little guy right here when I did get him. If you look at his fins, you can see little bits of nip, but nothing too bad because he's pretty quick. But he has gotten used to him. But I do, want to get this guy out because like the Tang, it's preventing me from getting other fish that could be more peaceful. And even though he does look cool, having more fish in this ecosystem will actually make the tank more stable. So to get these guys out of the tank, as you can see here, I did go ahead and place a trap. What I did was I actually placed this trap last night while it was dark and everybody was sleeping. Left it here for the full day, and then earlier I put in a piece of seaweed, but if you can see here, I actually closed the door so none of the fish can eat the seaweed. So in the last couple hours, they all know the seaweed is there. So you can see my wrasse trying to get into it. They can see it, but nobody has been able to reach it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is open the trap now. Since they all know it's there, they're craving it. They've been trying to get in there. They're used to the trap now. We're going to open up the front hatch. Let them start feeding, and then hopefully we'll be able to grab each of these. If I get really lucky, I'll be able to grab both of them, the fairy wrasse and the purple Tang at the same time. That's being a little bit optimistic, but that'd be super cool. But we're gonna get this guy open. We're gonna set up our trap and try to get these guys in there so we can introduce some new fish. Now, while we do have the trap open, I do want to show you guys. I did actually already buy new fish, and I've had them here in the bottom in the sump. If you guys remember, I did actually have another sailfin Tang here. I've gotten him into a nicer, newer home. He was a little bit too big for my tank. He was about the same size as my sailfin, just like a 1.5 times bigger. So just a little bit too big. But right here we have a magnificent Foxface, which I've had before, but I've always wanted to get another one. The other one lived great for like a year, then got emaciated and kind of passed away. I'm not really sure why. And then the other one, it's a little hard to see, but in the corner there is a Desjardins Tang. So it looks very similar to this sailfin, but it actually is a lot more colorful. And I want to have both just because I'll be able to see the difference in each one. And I think that'd be super cool to compare. People usually don't like these because they're kind of brown, but I think the pattern is really cool, especially if I'm able to have both patterns so we can kind of compare and contrast. But these are the two I'm hoping to introduce to the tank soon, if I'm able to catch the other fish. The two fish I catch will be able to go in here while I introduce the Foxface and the Desjardins into this tank. Now, I'm probably going to end up selling this guy right here, just because he's just a little too aggressive. But the purple Tang, I'll probably either trade him for a smaller one, or I'll just keep him in the sump for like maybe a month or two, just so he's not used to the main display anymore. And then at some point we'll get him reintroduced back into this tank where he'll essentially be lower on the tier. And then they should be okay, you know, getting along just fine. Now we're gonna go ahead and open this guy up here. And we're just gonna leave it just slightly angled, and we'll just be able to push it closed. Now you can see he is showing some interest. Now hopefully me being here isn't going to be too distracting for him, but once he is in there, or she, I'm going to go ahead and just bop this closed real fast, and hopefully, you know, I'll be able to get him in there. You can see some of the fish are already going at it. We just have to wait for the right ones.
I grew up in a place.
There we go. One sailfin out and then one fairy wrasse in. That's so funny. That is so funny. Now we're gonna go ahead and I'll get the net first, get him out, and then we'll try to go for the purple Tang.
Time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place. See, cause everybody wanna tell you bad things. What could go wrong? What fame brings, but success is a finicky thing. And if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
Freaking finally caught this guy. Look at him. He's actually a pretty big boy. But yeah, he's finally in the trap after I think it's been 5 days since we tried to capture him. I mean, seeing how mean he was in these previous clips, I am pretty sure I'm just going to go ahead and sell him, see if we can get him into a bigger home, since he is such an angry little boy. I really don't think any amount of keeping him in the sump is going to work when I do decide to, you know, put him back into the display tank. So yeah, I'm gonna post this guy for sale. I'll throw him into the sump for now, and then we'll get the other guys up into the main display. So one fun part is I kind of just lifted this little glass piece right there, and I shoot him right in there. So now he's kind of stuck in the little sump area, which makes him super easy to catch, which is important because these guys have venomous spines, so I don't want to mess up. And we got him nice and good. Yeah, their top fins are actually venomous, and I've been stung by before. Oh, you can see it right there. It's kind of like a bee sting, so yeah, I definitely don't want to get whacked with that. But let's go ahead and get them into the main display. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Look at that. Got little red fins right there. He still thinks he's stuck, even though he's not. But gorgeous color. Come on, you can do it. You're not that stuck. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful fish. And great little algae eater. I noticed this one does actually eat bubble algae, so he'll do perfect in this tank. And well, we'll just slowly let him explore. Now for the little freaking Dijon mustard Tang, he's hiding right now, which is fine. I'm not going to put him in until later in the evening because he is a Tang. I don't want him to get bullied too much, so I'll just let him stay in here for right now. Once it gets a little darker and all the fish start to go to sleep, I'll go ahead and introduce the other Tang. Now this guy doesn't look like anything else. It doesn't look like a Tang, so he's not really going to get bullied. He just kind of has to acclimate to the tank, but he'll be fine. All right, so it is currently nighttime. We are about an hour from I'm kind of shirtless there. We are about an hour from sunset, and I went ahead and released the sailfin, the Desjardins. You can see the little guy, he's right there. And then we have our big one, who is back there. That's just a regular sailfin. But we went ahead and released him. He's kind of just doing his own thing right now. I do have two other Tangs in here, so the sailfin here, as well as a hippo, the little dory, who's hiding. You can see them, they do a little bickering, but it's not as bad as it was with the purple Tang. The sailfin really just doesn't kind of want him in the way. So that's okay, whereas the purple Tang would have just bullied him until he died. So right now, he's just kind of chilling, walking around, do his own little thing. And we'll have lights out in a little bit. He can find his own spot to sleep, kind of get used to the tank. You can see he's already pecking on things, which is a great sign. And the biggest thing, like I said, is just that nobody's bothering him. He's just able to do his own thing, get settled, because he is a lot smaller than my other tanks, so it may be something a little bit to worry about. But like I said, since the purple is no longer here, we've kind of broken up that hierarchy. So, the sailfin is also enjoying himself. The Desjardins is also enjoying himself, and we'll just let him be. And then on this side, we have the Foxface. He's just kind of circling around, not really sure what he's doing. He's probably just trying to find a way out, but, he should be okay, because he is still eating as well. All right, guys, so it has been another 4 days or so, and it looks like everything is doing great. So the little Foxface here does super well. He eats pretty much anything I put in the tank. He especially likes the little calinus, the little red shrimp. He does those super well, goes after it like crazy. And then we have the little Desjardins, who is doing super good as well. You just see him just kind of going around like this all the time, just poking around. Obviously, he is a little skinny, but I think that's actually because he's a baby. I've noticed that with the yellow Tangs as well in videos, that the babies are just naturally skinny. They're not like fat tanks like this guy. But we've had pretty much no aggression, which is absolutely perfect. This little guy, whenever he sees one of the big Tangs, he just bolts and gets out of the way, so he doesn't really actually get bullied or anything like that. My other sailfin just doesn't care about it at all. And then pretty much nobody really bothers the Foxface. He's just kind of allowed to do his own thing, because he no longer looks like, he doesn't look like anything else. And also, we don't have the purple Tang in here. And I was able to find him a home pretty quickly. And everybody's pretty much happy. Tang has a brand new home. My new Tang, wherever he just went, has a new home. We got this pretty Foxface here who's enjoying his new home. And with this purple Tang gone, I may be able to add a couple more fish just to fill this tank out. As you can see, all the fish are right here. Not a single fish over here. I don't think even any of the fish live over here on this side. But since we have the purple Tang gone and everything's pretty much fresh now, I may be able to add a whole bunch more fish just to increase that poop production, which should increase coral growth production. And we'll see in the next few episodes what kind of fish I may be able to get into this tank. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you haven't, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.